There are many Korean American actors active in Hollywood, and among them there is one who stands out. Through Lost being featured on the TV series, Daniel Dae Kim has gained a lot of stardom and recognition as well, and we're joined by Daniel this morning. Good morning.
Good morning. He is completely starstruck, by the way.
I actually am. I have the sweaty fingers right now. I'm a big fan.
No need at all. Let's just sit and have a conversation.
You know, many people, number one, can't forget your role as Jin Soo Kwon in the hit TV series Lost. Now, one of the things is that how did you end up becoming a cast member of Lost? I think that's the question that many people want to know.
Yeah, you know, I think a lot of the other cast members have really interesting stories about how they got on the show, but my story is only interesting in that it was completely uninteresting. You know, I had been working in television in LA for about 7 or 8 years before that, doing a lot of recurring characters on shows like ER and Angel and Star Trek, and at one point I was actually doing, I think, 5 recurring characters at once. And so I was contracted to go overseas to do a movie, a movie that ended up not doing very well. But at the same time, the auditions came around for Lost, and they were looking for a Korean guy who could speak Korean and could speak English so that they could understand the directors. And so I auditioned, and that's how I got the part.
Now you're on Hawaii Five-0, and that just finished the 2nd season.
Yep, we're shooting our 3rd season right now. We're in the middle of it, and you know, it's funny, on Hawaii Five-0, my character's name is Chin. So I keep going down the Jin Chin line. We'll see who I play next.
Lin.
Lin, exactly. The Jeremy Lin story.
You know, now this is your 2nd TV series, and well, you have been on others before, but this is your regular role, and you play a main character on there. How has your acting evolved from your days at Lost and also doing Hawaii Five-0?
Well, you know, I think there's no better place to learn than actually at work. And, you know, Lost was fantastic because I had the opportunity to work every day for 6 years, and not many actors get a chance to do that. It's a very rare opportunity. So when Hawaii Five-0 came around, it actually shoots also in Hawaii, and so I felt like I was home still for Hawaii Five-0, and now I get to speak English, so it's a very different kind of character.
But hey, that guy speaks English.
Yeah, no, you'd be amazed at how many people, even though I'd worked in America for 15 years, you know, how many people actually thought that I only spoke Korean, ironically, because the Korean people would know immediately that I don't only speak Korean. So, you know, I'm thankful for Hawaii Five-0 to come along and kind of reintroduce myself to America.
Well, a lot of Korean actors and actresses want to make inroads into Hollywood, like Lee Byung-hun and Bae Doona. They're all trying to do that. What advice do you have for them? Because Hollywood is different, isn't it?
It really is. And, you know, just because you're a star in one place doesn't mean you're going to be a star in another, unfortunately. I wish it were that easy, because then we could all travel back and forth.
That's true.
But I think advice for them would be, number one, get your language skills as good as they can be, because the roles are limited even if you speak English perfectly. If you don't speak English perfectly, the roles even become more limited. And if you're trying to get away from roles that break stereotype, then it's important that you seem as American or as European as possible, I think.
Yeah, that leads us to the next question. Do you think Asian actors and actresses have been able to move beyond those stereotypes?
You know, I think they still exist, there's no question, you know, but I do think that we've made a lot of progress. You know, if you look at the Asian actors on television today, you know, people like Steven Yeun and me and Will Yun Lee, there are a lot of people who, there are a lot of actors who are actually taking roles that have nothing to do with being Korean. You know, my character on Hawaii Five-0 is not Korean. I mean, we don't quite know what he is, actually. He's a mix of a lot of different races, which I think is a fantastic sign. And there are a lot of other characters who play actors who play characters like Tim Kang, who I think he has a Caucasian name, right? So, and I know that on 24 I played Agent Baker, Tom Baker. So these are all examples of ways that we're moving beyond stereotype. I think we've got a long way to go still, but I think we're moving in the right direction.
Now you also have the inclusion of, we mentioned Lee Byung-hun and also Korean actors, purely Korean actors who are going over. How does the Asian American acting community see this phenomenon of Korean actors moving into the Hollywood industry?
Well, that's a complicated question, you know, because there are many different ways to look at it. You know, in terms of box office, you know, never before has America been more aware of Asia and China and Korea in particular, you know, because global box office matters more than it ever did. So having Korean actors who have box office value is important to their bottom line. And that's, you know, people always ask me, like, does Hollywood care about color? And I say, yes, it does. But the most important color is green, because what they care about is the dollar. And so whoever's going to bring them more box office is who they're going to try and hire. Now, the hope is that when Korean actors come to do American movies, that it increases roles for Asian American actors or Korean American actors. So far, that hasn't been the case, but we'll see how it goes. You know, I think there are a lot of Korean directors now coming over to America, and I think I'm hopeful that if they start working and becoming successful in America, that it increases the chances for Asian American actors to work.
These days, Korean dramas have become very popular in Asia. Any plans to appear or be a part of a Korean drama or any kind of a film in Korea?
Well, that's a great question. I would love to. You know, I actually enjoy watching Korean dramas, and I really admire a lot of Korean filmmakers, and I'd be excited to work here. The only, you know, obstacle would be finding the right role, because obviously I couldn't play a native Korean. I would have to play someone other than Korean. So if there's a way of working with someone who wants to create something that could be interesting, I would be happy to work here. I'd be honored to work here, in fact.
We could talk all day long, but that's all the time we have for today. Thank you, Daniel Kim, for coming in today.
My pleasure.
And that was Daniel Dae Kim on Korea Today. Remember, the Hawaii Five-0 Season 3 kicks off very soon, so look out for that.